Inside the Honda Center here in Anaheim, California, 4 continents. The championships continue here. Tonight it's the men's free skate, and are we in for another surprise? It's been a weekend of surprises here at this big championships, and guess what? Maybe we'll have another this evening. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Bridgestone Ice Desk. Excited to have the cast alongside me this evening. I'm your host, Nick McCarville, and gosh, we've had a great weekend of skating so far, and we expect to have more great skating tonight. Vincent Zhou, he's your leader after that short program, and we've got 3 experts to help talk through his expectations for the free skate. Michael Weiss, he's a regular. Jackie Wong, rockerskating.com, he's back. And Todd Eldridge, good to see you. Happy that you're here, and you're actually telling me before the show that you are now a local here in Anaheim. That's cool.
Yeah. Just moved here almost a year ago, and coaching down here at the new Great Park Ice facility, so excited to be here.
And that facility has been used for some of the practice sessions here at 4 Continents. It's meant to be amazing.
Yeah, oh no, it's incredible. I mean, they got 4 rinks there, so it's really going to be something special for sure.
Okay, well, something special was your 1996 World Championship win. Gosh, I mean, your resume speaks for itself. 6-time national champ, 3-time Olympian, and including this World Championship. I miss those sleeves, Todd. Come on.
I think I still have them somewhere at home. I don't put it on anymore, it doesn't fit.
Mike, I mean, that was one of your favorite Todd Eldridge looks, is that right?
Definitely. I love the Zorba the Greek one, too, with the big high shoulders and the rope around it. That's some good stuff, too.
90s fashion.
I'm not pointing any, I'm throwing no stones from this glass house.
Oh, is that right? I mean, we know that you had some great looks yourself. I think here, there's the boys together. This is 2002 U.S. Championships, and both of you headed to Salt Lake after that.
Yeah, right? It's a nice little wedding pic for us.
Nice. That's the most relaxed I've ever seen your hair, Mike.
It's pretty relaxed right now.
Oh, well, it's been an active weekend. As I said, Todd, we're really happy to have you. We're happy to have you as well, Jackie. And let's go ahead and check out the standings after the short program. I mentioned Vincent Zhou in first place. Jackie, this wasn't necessarily the lineup we expected. Zhou, Cha, Jin, and there's Shoma Uno in 4th place.
Yeah, no, not at all expected. I mean, I think there was a lot coming in thinking like, you know, there might be some issues with some of the consistency that's going on there, and so you just never know. You know, these are very high-risk programs that are coming out, and you just it's anybody's game a lot of the times, and especially coming into this free skate, it's going to be anybody's game. I mean, 9 points is not a lot.
Yeah, and the ground that Shoma Uno could make up tonight. Mike, we talked about him being the favorite coming in this weekend, but now he's got a little bit of a mountain to climb into the free skate.
Yeah, well, I think Vincent put himself in a really strong position. He took advantage of Shoma making some mistakes in the short program, came out, skated well, didn't get under rotations, which he's prone to, and a 9-point lead is a good, solid lead, and Shoma's going to really have to skate well. And as we've been talking about this earlier, how he's been struggling with injuries all season long. His quad flip has been a little bit shaky. His quad toe is his best jump, and he's going to have to hit him in the free skate to make up that 9 points. And he will be able to do it because basically his component marks are better than Vincent's are.
Yeah, we're going to watch out for that tonight for Shoma Uno. What about the not necessarily completely unexpected, but a great short program for Vincent Zhou, and Todd, the pressure that he's going to face with that lead into the free skate?
Anytime you're in the lead in the short program, you're facing pressure. I mean, everybody's chasing you at that point. So, you know, you got to go out there. And I mean, like Mike said, I mean, he kind of got over that little bubble of getting on the review board, you know, with getting those under rotates on his jumps. So I mean, he's got those going pretty well right now. So I think if he can kind of keep going, he can continue that and continue it tonight, he could stand atop that podium tonight.
He could skate away as champion. Jackie, Junhwan Cha has had a great season. He medaled at the Grand Prix final. He's 17 years young. What do we have to watch out for this kid tonight?
So the interesting thing about Junhwan is that I've seen him now multiple times in the season. We saw him at Grand Prix final live, and I actually have been watching him here. He looks stronger. He looks like he's got better ice coverage. He looks like he's an even better skater than he was earlier in the season. I think the big thing for him is going to be the quad toe. It's not been great for him in practice. Everything else has been, and this program is one of my favorites. I mean, the whole Juliet thing that's been trending
making its waves on Twitter
everywhere.
As you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be amazing. The crowd's going to love it. There's going to be a lot of dance breaks, so it's fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. He's got those quads, he's got the artistry. Let's go ahead and look at, now we know that Zhou is your leader after the short program, 100 points. But guess what, you guys, when we look at their best free skate scores, this is the top 6 guys, their best free skate scores from the season. And it's not necessarily as much, Mike, of an advantage there, because look at how much ground Shoma Uno, he's 9 points off the lead tonight, but he can easily make that up.
Yeah, he has the firepower, he has the ability, and like I said, his component marks are so strong that if he hits the quad jumps, then he's going to have a really high score. And I think Vincent's is down at 156 there is indicative of the under rotations that he's had all season, and that really killed his technical mark.
We haven't mentioned Jason Brown. He's got that quad sal planned, and those component marks are going to be big for him tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, his component marks are always huge. I mean, he's such a great skater. I mean, everything he does is top-notch and high quality. He throws a quad in there tonight. He lands it for that first time in competition. I mean, that's just going to be awesome. I mean, it'll be tough for him to, get up there. But I mean, again, if you throw a quad in there and now he's got those component scores, I mean, he's got a lot of firepower.
I need one name from each of you. Your winner tonight. Who's your winner?
Me, Shoma.
Vincent.
I'm going Vincent.
Oh, I'm going to go Junhwan Cha. Let's give Cha the title. For those of you inside Honda Center, guess what? We're going to check out the schedule for tonight. Lots of skating to come. You've got Ice Desk right now. You can join us actually in between, before the third group. Come back here. We've got a special guest outside section 208, and then, of course, join us after the men's free. For those of you inside Honda Center, it is back to my good friend, Rusty Kath. Okay, for those of you watching on Facebook and on YouTube, don't leave us yet, Todd. We're just leaving the arena. We need your knowledge. And I also just threw out Junhwan Cha because, you know what, why not? Because it's a weekend of unexpected results overall. But let's actually stay. We were just talking about the fact that, Vincent's obviously had sort of this great weekend so far. That short program was so good, and we can look at highlights from Vincent Zhou and the way that he's been so strong. He's continued to strengthen his skating this season after those early under rotation calls, Michael Weiss, but just the way that he came out and he was so strong in that short program.
And I actually, this is one of my favorite programs for him. He's always been known as somebody who was a jumper, and this is a quad lutz here that was around and beautifully executed. But he's always been known as a jumper, and he's had to work a lot on his artistry. And this program, I think, kind of emphasizes what he does well. He still needs to improve in that area, and he knows that he still needs to improve in that area, but I think this is my favorite of his programs, is this short program.
Yeah, I mean, for me, his free skate's actually very strong. I love the way that the intensity of that free skate builds at the end. It is absolutely the strongest thing that he's ever put out, I think. And so, I think getting through that first couple of jumps that are going to be really important for him is going to be crucial in terms of where he's going to end up.
Yeah, it's like a little minefield at the beginning of the program. Yeah. And if he can maneuver his way through that minefield, then he's good.
And earlier in the season, having those under rotation calls, when we look at the free skate, though, for him, Todd, your legs get tired. I mean, those are heavy legs. I know that the minefield comes especially at the top of the program, but he's got to watch out for those under rotations in the middle and at the end of the program.
Yeah, that's the key, is later on, keeping that energy, keeping that up throughout the whole program. I mean, he gets out there and he gets that momentum going, and he starts getting those jumps fully rotated and things are going great. He's got to keep that up and keep that going through the whole time. And, I think if he does that, I really look at him to be your guy to beat tonight. Yeah,
he certainly could be. Yeah. Well, it's hard to get inside the mind of Vincent Zhou, but let's go ahead and our colleague, Brooke Castile, tried to do just that. This is after the short program with Vincent Zhou.
A lot of effort to make things look effortless. Actually, just a little off topic. The first time I saw that quote was in an AT&T ad with Rachel Flatt in Skating Magazine. But yeah, it does take a lot of effort to make things look effortless. And Tammy's been telling me lately, things just look easy for me, and I'm like, no, they're not easy. And she's like,
it was.
and she's like, no, shut up, it's easy for you. But it's still difficult, and that makes it more rewarding. Like if it were easy for me, it wouldn't be as cool and rewarding to do what I did.
Well, yeah, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And you're the only one here. So congratulations and great job tonight.
A nice smile there from Vincent Zhou, trying to get loose, trying to, he's a very serious kid, but Mike, he's also talked about they've worked so hard. He worked so hard in Colorado Springs with Tammy Gamble and with Tom Zakrajcek.
Well, he's somebody that he's a hard worker by nature, and he finds out what his weaknesses are and he kind of attacks them. At the beginning of the season, he was getting those under rotations and he didn't shy away from it. He said, I'm going to go back, I'm going to try and rework my technique and rework my definition of what a fully executed jump is and start to work on it and do it. And he started to do it at the National Championships, still got some under rotations there, but then here in the short program, clean. And he's got to set that standard high, and he's the type of person that will continue to work towards that standard. And no, he's got the most technically difficult program planned here by far on paper. So if he can do all those elements and hit those jumps to his new standard, then he's easily can walk away with this event.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how that goes for Vincent tonight. What about for Shoma Uno? It was not the short program that he wanted, and Jackie, I still can't believe that he went triple sow, triple toe, and didn't even hit it cleanly. But what did we see in the short, and now what do we expect from him in the free?
I mean, triple sow, triple toe is he doesn't have a consistent other triple that he can count on, and so once he took out that quad flip, that's the one that he ends up going to, and so I think the big thing with him is the ankle, right? He hurt it at Japan Nationals, and then he hurt it again like 3 days before he came here.
Okay.
And so it's just been a little bit like, how do I get out of my ankle injury? How do I skate without that? And that's why his flip's been kind of weird. But that said, his flip has gotten better during the week, and so for him, everything else in the program, the quad toe, the triple axels, the triple sow, triple toe, everything else he can do in his sleep. As long as he rotates that quad flip, I think he's got a great chance.
He didn't have what you would call a normal practice today. Is that right?
No, I mean, and he doesn't usually. Today he basically went out there and skated for 10 minutes and then left, really trying to just kind of rest that ankle and make sure that he did the things that he tried to do, and that's he felt satisfied with that. But the thing is, Shoma Uno is not a practice skater. He could go out and fall on everything in practice or in warm-up and then come and do a clean program in the whole thing. So I don't expect to really read anything from his practices to kind of talk about what his competition is going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a warning sign. I mean, you can basically read that situation however you want to read it, but for him, he comes in as the expected winner here. He's in fourth place after the short program, but again, we looked at those scores, Todd. He's got all the firepower to make up for it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's got the quads in the program, and again, it comes down to go out there. No matter even what the warm up tonight is, the 6-minute warm up, he could have a disastrous 6-minute warm up
Yes.
and still go skate amazing. It's one of those kind of skaters that he can just kind of pull it out and step up his game and really kind of change gears a little bit and go out and just say, hey, look, this is my event. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to win it and pull those things out.
And I'm surprised Shoma's even here. I mean, if I were dealing with multiple injuries throughout the course of a season, it would be like, why when I have the World Championships, which is really your goal, right? I mean, Todd, at the end of the year, we all built to the World Championships, as most skaters do. And then to be here when you're dealing with that type of injury, and you said this all the time, he's like a straight up warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that guy before where he took that ridiculously hard fall, pops up, goes down the other end of the rink, does quad toe, triple toe. Like, he has that in him, that fighter.
Right.
And I'm just surprised that he's here, and I feel like he should be resting it and getting ready for the World Championships.
I think there's something to be said, though, about the meaning of four continents to Japanese skaters versus it being, more of kind of like a because it's so close to U.S. nationals, it's like sometimes an afterthought. Japan really takes this competition seriously because it is an ISU championship, because very often it's held in Asia. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason, right? Like that, he thinks that this is a super important competition, and for him it is.
And you can see that in the ladies' event. The Japanese skaters and that team came out here and skated beautifully.
Yeah.
Well, and we talked about this too, the season flow, right? Japanese nationals are at the end of December, whereas U.S. nationals, I mean, they didn't have any opportunity to come down from that. And it's a similar situation for Korean nationals and for Junhwan Cha. He's a first-year senior. He's working with Brian Orser in Toronto. He medals twice on the Grand Prix, and then Todd, he goes to the Grand Prix final and he earns a bronze medal. But this was a beautiful skate from him last night. And Shanae Kerr, she's sticking by this. She calls him Baby Hanyu, Baby Yuzuru Hanyu, because gosh, he's got the power, but he's got just that beautiful essence that brings you on the ice with him.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, having trained obviously in Toronto with Hanyu, I mean, he's going to take on some of those traits. He's going to, obviously his training traits are going to be the same. He's going to watch that. He's going to see what it took to become a 2-time Olympic gold medalist for Hanyu. So not a bad person to emulate and start training like. And I mean, obviously his skating last night, I was really impressed. And like you said, Jackie, I mean, he really looked stronger in that performance than he has all year. And he's definitely peaking at the right time heading into Worlds.
Yeah, what's so interesting about that too is that he's been competing a lot. Like,
yes, he has.
Between Grand Prix final and here, he's had like multiple domestic competitions, including Korean nationals, and he's just been competing a lot. And he said he was a little bit fatigued, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes there. But I expect him to skate really well tonight.
And the fatigue could play a factor tonight. You never know what will happen,
Yep.
but like you can see that tonight. I mean, he's got some time between now and the Worlds, obviously, to go home and rest a little bit and recover, and then fire in and get ready for Japan. So.
Yeah.
And Jackie, you got the chance for the Ice Talk podcast. You got the chance to speak with Brian Orser, about him, about Toronto in general. But he's really excited about this kid.
I mean, he as he should be, because he's such a talent. His beautiful hair aside, like his jumps are really smooth when they're done well, and he just has this knack for performance, and he gets to you. Like when he's out there on the ice, the audience knows it. The audience can feel what he's trying to portray, and that's why people love him.
And you said that's an area that he's grown a lot this season too. He used to be really a jumper, and now he's really started to grow the performance side of his skating.
Okay, so I think that we've put the Ice Desk curse in a good way on Jin Boyang, because we haven't really talked about him, and that means he's going to win. He's going to win the event tonight, right? I mean,
is that what's been happening?
Yeah, essentially. But you look at the season he has had, Mike, and there wasn't a lot of reason for us to really pump him up here. He's obviously a top-level international skater, but he really surprised us in that short program.
Yeah, well, he's one of those where you always know the potential is always there. And I mean, even the quadlets in the short, it was huge. And he over-rotated. He just went right by it and just kind of carried too much rotation. Had he landed at perfectly, he'd be in a different situation here. I mean, it's just all of those things that have kind of been happening to him where it's always really close on things. And it hasn't been perfect as of late, but it's been really good. And you see, he could go out there and hit every single one. He could also go out there and step out of every single element. And so that's kind of the scary part of what this performance might be. It could be very dangerous. It also could not go so well.
How has Jason Brown looked in practice this week? Because we know that he didn't have the short program that he wanted, but I know he's also been implementing, you talked to Tracy Wilson too recently, he's been trying to implement that quad sal. We're going to see it. That's his opening plan jump tonight, that quad sal.
Yeah, I think for him, a win would be if he can go out there and actually rotate a quad sal and not pop it. I mean, he's popped it so many times, it's in his head.
Yep.
And that's something that he needs to get out of his head. Whether or not he under-rotates, whether or not he falls, the rotation's going to be important for him for basically the rest of the season, right? But that said, everything else that he's done, the triple axels, every other triple that he's done has been improved throughout the season. I've never seen his triple axel look as good as it has in practice, and it's too bad that when came competition time, he kind of went back to old habits, and that's what happened with that axle. But I feel like it's going to be a little bit different today.
Jason Brown, pressure for him tonight?
I mean, with the quad, unfortunately, I know personally.
Yes, please.
As you do, Mike. But this guy's the one that was pushing me with the quads, and I had to go and learn it. And to land it the first time, I tried it, missed it a bunch of times. And the first time you do it, it's that huge weight off your shoulders. Like, okay, I've done it. Now, of course, I'm sure the media is all over Jason about doing it, so that'll just go away. At least be like, okay, I've done it. Now I can go home and train and just train it and feel more comfortable doing it more and more in competition.
And what he's really talked about is trying to break those old habits with that new team in Toronto. Here are your standings after the short program. It's Vincent Zhou in first place with 100 points. Junhwan Cha, Jin Boyang, Shoma Uno, Keegan Messing. We didn't talk about Keegan Messing. He's going to win 4 continents. Jason Brown. That is your final group. That top 6, there's 16 quads. One of them belongs to Jason Brown. Will he hit it tonight? That is the question. You guys, this has been a lot of fun. Should we just do live commentary all night long?
Let's do it.
I do live
Oh, sorry,
commentary all
Jackie
night
actually
long.
does that on Twitter. You can follow Jackie at Rocker Skating. Also head to NBC SN. This is the live look inside the Honda Center. Go to NBC Sports Network. Check your local listings. If you don't have a television, you have a computer, I hope, and you can watch live on the NBC Sports Gold using that figure skating pass. For myself, for Michael Weiss, for Jackie Wong, and for Todd Eldridge, this has been the Bridgestone Ice Desk. You guys, thanks so much. Join us right here before Group 3 with the special guest, and after the men's free skate. We're going to have a champ. Who's it going to be? Let's find out. See you guys later.